Hi, my name is Franco, and this is my story. I was raised in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles, out in Canoga Park, and I always had a kind of relationship with God, always a prayer relationship to Him. When I was 5 years old, I prayed to Him. I have a very distinct memory of that. It would be a one-sided prayer. I didn't know that I could hear from Him, and I remember the prayers that I would say would be, like, God, I'm sorry, thank you, and help me. Then fast forward a little bit into high school. I started to get into partying, a little bit of drinking, a little bit of smoking. I remember going out to parties and I'd pray to God, like, God, please help me to not get into a fight, help me to not get into any trouble with the cops. I know what I'm doing is wrong, but either way, could you still be there for me so that I don't get into any kind of trouble or die? My first year of college, I go to a school called Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo. I remember my friends there, all my guy friends, we were all about, that partying lifestyle, all about getting girls, all about wingmanning each other. And we had the intention of just going out and playing the game. And we also had that intention of just drinking and playing these drinking games, doing all just this debauchery, and everybody did it. I was in the perfect environment to fulfill those desires that I wanted, that I placed on myself. This one day, it was the middle of the day, I just gone home from class. I walk into my door and I see these two guys sitting on my couch. And as I'm leaving, my friend calls me and he says, "Hey Franco, you want my friend Austin to tell you something about your life that he never could have known?" And I said, "Oh, like a magic trick?" And they all just laughed and they're like, "Yeah, like a magic trick." He starts to tell me everything about my life, especially about the last year of college. So at this point I was intrigued and I asked him, I said, "How do you know this?" And he said, God tells us. And it also, just sparked something in me, and I started to ask more questions. And then the guy asked me, he's like, "Do you want to do this now? Do you want to give your life to Christ?" And I wanted to, but I wasn't ready. So I told him, "You know what, I'm not ready yet. I want to mean it, and I still want to go out, and I still want to get with girls, and I still want to smoke, and I still want to do these things. So no, I don't really feel like doing it now, but I would, I want to at some point, but just not right now." And then I started to become really intrigued by God and His power. God had actually been keeping up with my life, and He had something to say about it. He had commentary, and I felt God's love. I felt God's presence. I knew that He loved me. I knew that He was there for me. And as the quarter progresses and I'm still messing around, partying and doing all this stuff, I remember crying out to God and saying, "I still want to do all this stuff. I want to follow you, but I want to do this at the same time that I'm following you. Can I be the exception to the rule? Is it okay if I continue doing this kind of stuff?" And over time, He just began to reveal to me, "No, that's not okay. You can't continue to do that and follow me." I remember texting my friend telling him, "Hey man, tomorrow I'm gonna give my life to Christ. I wanna pray with you after my finals." Took my final the next day, and right after my final, I went in there, I sat down in his room, and we were there for hours just praying through everything. "I wanna be a soldier for you. I wanna do your work. I don't know if I'm ready, but I want to be ready." That was my prayer, and I said it all, went through it, gave my life to Christ, got baptized in the Holy Spirit, felt amazing. So if anybody out there who's hearing this story has been going through kind of the same stuff, being torn between following God and just continuing on living in the world, or they don't even know Jesus and they want to accept Him into your heart, then I would just say, count the cost. Jesus says, count the cost, think of the consequences on both ends. And look towards the reward when you're counting the cost, because know that it is a sacrifice, but know that it's fun, it's amazing, it's epic, and the things that you're going to see once you come to the Lord He shows you great and mighty things which you do not know. And so count the cost, make that decision, deny yourself, pick up your cross and follow Him. I promise it's going to be amazing. And just know that whether you turn to the right or to the left, you will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it."